Jay, many of us have worked with coaches or consultants, professionals that can help us get from point A to point B in our career. But what I've found lacking is that sometimes you don't really get anything tangible when you walk away from those situations. So, what's your advice to the business owner that's looking for that level of service? What should be their expectation?
Well, it's not so much as a business owner and their expectation. I mean, it might sound like it should be, but I think the business owners a lot of time have unrealistic expectations, especially newer business owners. I think that um, they feel like once it's time for them to pay somebody some money, they want miracles to be performed. So, and that's just not a fact. Like, just because you bring a consultant in, that's not gonna. They might not change your business in 2.2 seconds, but they should. If they're a good consultant, they should be able to give you a time frame and say, all right, we should start seeing some things turn around um, in 6 months or in the next quarter. Over the next 2 quarters, we should look this way. We should look like this, or things can start going in this direction. Because in business, there's always squiggly lines, and I always talk when I'm teaching. I always say, people always talk about they get their graph, and they talk about it going from 0 to 1,000,000. That line is super straight. And if you're in business, you know that it's some squiggly lines in there. It's not a path straight to the millions. And so even adding in those pieces are part of the squiggly lines, because bringing in new individuals, new trains of thoughts, things of that nature, derail that straight path. It doesn't mean that the path is not going upward, you know what I mean? But it's some sideways. Some things are going up. Sometimes they go down to go up. You just never know. But those individuals always have majority of the time have a false sense of reality of what they should be getting, just because now they've decided to start spending money on a contractor. Now, as a contractor, from an integrity perspective, you should always be able to give a metric of where a company should be once they start dealing with you, or once they've done dealing with you. And I've always measured my success in that space, because I'm like, is the person in the same place that they were when we started? Have they grown? Where's the growth? And they haven't grown, that means I failed. Now, granted, as a contractor, certain people are still going to feel away. I had people who they in business for 4 months. Now, I would tell a person in 4 months, you need a mentor, you don't need a coach. And I say that because, you have to go through those cycles of your business, and you get that mentor who's been through those cycles of business so that they can help you through that situation. But it's not a coach scenario at that point, because you got to have something to coach. That's one of the biggest things. People, you think about the music industry, having managers. Like, what are you managing? What do you manage? Do you have something to manage? They want a manager. The manager end up being basically a record label for them. They're buying stuff, spending money, all that stuff. That's not management. Management is that you have a lot going on that you can't manage yourself. So you bring a manager in to do said thing. And they are a contractor who works for you. A lot of people, you find them in spaces where they seem like they work for the managers. It's just education on how to properly use contractors, and contractors need to stop. It's just so crazy with the social media piece. Everybody's a something. Everybody's a coach. Everybody's a trainer. Everybody is a publicist. Everybody is a consultant. Everybody's everything. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm not stopping you from being that, because I'm one of those. I'm a couple of those. The difference is, like, you can't. It's an integrity piece. You can't feel comfortable taking people's money and not being able to give them something other than you in return. They actually got to have some type of quantifiable evidence that their company is going to grow, or there will be they themselves will grow if they're their coach, or their network will grow because they met you, because they hired you. If that's not the case, then you failed. You are horrible at your job. So an example would be a publicist. I've been through this plenty of times. You know, if I meet you and you tell me you're a publicist, I should know, and I pay you, I should know the people in your Rolodex. I'm not saying I gotta know everybody, but you should have a Rolodex. Let's just start with that. You should have one. And let's call it you got 50 people in that Rolodex that are germane to the type of business that I'm in, or the type of artist or talent or whatever it is that you're dealing with me. Should I know 25% of them? I think that's fair. Because that means, because I spent money with you for 6 months, for a year, whatever, however much time, my network has grown because I dealt with you. Now mind you, I didn't say none of the major things that a lot of publicists promise you that they're going to do for you. You know, forget that, because sometimes it's just that simple. I know people that you know that I wouldn't have known if I didn't get with you. And which means you grow my network by 25%, or by 25 people, or by 50 people, by 100 people. And so now when I put out a product, I got 100 more people to sell it to. You know, I can put a call in and say, hey, to an individual on the radio or magazine or a news person, because I've worked with you. I'm in a better place in my business, in my network, and the things that I'm doing because I'm doing business with you. Consultants, a lot of people get coaches and consultants confused. A consultant is someone who you bring in to do a job for you that you probably can do or can't do, one or the other. Sometimes you can do it, but you don't want to do it, or you shouldn't do it because you already got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, or something that you cannot do yourself. So if you can have an accountant as a consultant, as a financial consultant that comes in and deals with your finances for your business. You have HR consultants. You can have regular business consultants that use them for their contacts and their business development prowess. You know, it's consultant, IT consultants. A lot of people don't know IT work. So you run in the business, but you got IT, so you hired them. They or their organization is coming in to specifically take care of a task that you choose to give them. Whether you can do it or not, you chose to give it to them. That's a consultant. A coach helps you to do the damn work yourself, not do the work for you. So we have to understand that. The expectation sometimes is extremely flawed. You bring somebody in, you paying them, oh, you a coach, you not. Well, I'm not supposed to do that. Same like managers. Managers in entertainment and coaches are somewhat of the same situation. It's not saying a coach can't plug you in or a manager can't plug you into an opportunity. No, that's a good thing, but that's a bonus. A coach is supposed to get what you're doing. Hey, a lot of times you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to help you know what you're doing. We're going to get you focused. It's techniques and tools to get you focused on what it is you're doing, what direction you're supposed to be going in. Just think of you and your family. Y'all got a big family. Y'all trying to figure out what y'all doing for Christmas vacation. And everybody in the family, 10 of y'all, everybody want to go to a certain place. That coach should come in that thing, get information from all y'all of why y'all want to go where y'all want to go, and help you find a place that y'all all can go and get exactly what y'all want out of it. And now if you're nice, you can invite the coach to go with you. But they're not going. They're doing it knowing they're not going. They're doing it so that you can go forth and have a great time, or have a successful business, or have a successful career and move on. And you only need him or her again, you know, when you're back in that position where you stuck. We have to know how to properly use contractors, but also contractors have to definitely have the integrity to not take people's money and not actually give them something in return other than saying that you talked to them or you were in their presence, you were hanging with them. So everybody's so that damn cool that it's just to be in your presence. It's like they ask, would you take $1 million or sit with Jay-Z? Jay-Z ain't that, he ain't that cute. He ain't cute at all. He ain't like no, but he ain't his wife. Somebody might take that to be around his wife because they felt like they have a shot, but not him. Not that. I want my money. I don't sit around him. He ain't his wife. His nigga breath might stink. You know what I'm saying? As far as we know. But no disrespect to him. I'm just saying, making this point a little bit of parody, but still. it is, like we got to stop putting that much stock on people. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Some people trade their $1 million to be in the presence of a dead loved one, and have another opportunity to be around a kid or something like that. I respect that. But I'm talking about from a business perspective, now with the advent of social media, with the advent of YouTube University, and you can have pseudo mentors and things of that nature. It's all about within you, and your motivation is internal. So you don't need to be around nobody for no reason. These people that you're around when it comes to your business need to be adding value to you. If they're not, just being in their presence, if that's not your friend and you're not just wanting to hang with them, if it's about business, they need to be adding value. And that's on you if you're spending that time and you're giving that type of time away and not getting any value for it. Hopefully that helped everybody out and that answered your question. I know it was a bit long-winded, but I love to see what y'all got to say in the comments.